our guest today, and I believe that she's already here with us, an amazing mom who is using her voice. She is a blogger and has a blog, Behind His Eyes. We are welcoming to the show for the very first time. Well, that's sort of true, sort of not. But Kirsten, and am I saying it right? Is it Kirsten?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, Kirsten Hunter is here with us. Like an ear. Okay, fabulous. Yeah. So thrilled to have you here with us, and it's so nice to meet you in person. So this is wonderful. So Kirsten, tell our viewers a little bit about you and why you decided to write a blog called Behind His Eyes.
Well, I needed an outlet for him. I don't feel like he was understood. So, sorry.
No, it's okay. I mean, the part of using your voice is telling all parts of it. And if we aren't emotional about it, I don't know what we are. Right?
Oh yeah. I'm not 100% callous,
and when you say talking about him, I don't want to, who are we talking about?
Quentin.
And you tell what you want to tell.
Okay. So, Quentin is my son. He is, wonderful, amazing. So high strung. And, he just needs that voice, that someone to speak for him. He's so smart and intellectual, and he taught me how to be a parent. Like, I felt like I was just this wonderful parent, because my firstborn is neurotypical. Mm-hmm. And then here's Quentin, here's your curveball. And it just, he just makes you want to be better. Like, when you're around him, like, you're just 100% focused on him, not just because safety reasons or whatever, but because, I mean, he's just so entertaining, and he's very affectionate, and that's something that didn't happen for a long time. So hugs and kisses and, cuddling, and he used to be very sensory overload. So life had to that. So he was quiet space, tents, loads of paint and Play-Doh, and, like my house is a kindergarten classroom pretty much. So his whole, the whole blog is really just about adapting your life to them, because I feel like society is 100%, they need to adapt to us, like,
there's a lot of that attitude, fair
because, right? And I see it a lot with adults who are on the spectrum. So I want to be prepared for that. I don't want, and my son is not going to be, left to the side because, hey, you're 18, good job, like, you made it. Like, no, like, this is going to continue. So I want this to be like his life for him. It's all through his eyes, because he can't tell me anything. But when I look at him, he says so much, he's one-worded now, 1 to 2 worded, mimic scripts, echolalia, all right. That, and
all that's a good sign.
And I accept it, and I love it, and I'm like, keep going, and like, we're praised like nonstop every day. I think you talked about it yesterday, like going against your better instincts, like why, praising not mediocre, but like simple milestones, like patting your hands dry. Like, who thought that, that would be such an amazing accomplishment? But it's like, well, yeah, he figured out, okay, after I wash my hands, now I got to dry it. right?
Yeah.
Like my hands can't be wet. That took months for him to be like, okay, I can pat my hands dry now. Or now he's getting dressed on his own, which is like crazy to even think of. But I mean, good ABA, you know,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
get that good ABA and you stay with
Amen.
it. And I think having the blog also helps mapping out me as a parent, being able to structure myself for him, because it's my job now. So it's not just put a little post-it note, you know, here. It's like I have a command board, and, you know, now I have the blog, which, you know, being able to share with the outside world is nice, because considering COVID has kept us really isolated.
Well, let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about COVID, because I know, you know, one of your missions is maintaining what's and figuring out the way to do this during COVID. It's something that you
Yeah.
write about. It's something I think you're amazing what you've been able to do, but it's not easy, right? For,
No.
for for people that are watching, what do you think? You know, you said writing the blog, but what do you think else has helped you to get to this progress and to maintain during COVID? How are you keeping the wheels on, Kirsten?
Primarily, it's really getting the school involved and speaking up. They're amazing, super hands-on. If they could be more, but they can't do, you know, due to restrictions. Research, like I found your guy, you know, autism-live during COVID, and it was like, oh, I have a question. I can ask this question. You know, like I don't have to wait next week to hear from the BT, you know, or it's like we have an issue now, like let's just ask it now. So it's about speaking up, like my mom says, answer a question with the question. So there's always going to be a follow-up. And having realistic expectations for him. I know he's not going to sit for even an hour at a time in front of the screen for school. That's completely unrealistic. Attempting it, though, and trying it and saying you tried it and then saying it doesn't work and then having to find another method. I mean, it's trial and error. I set up a classroom for him thinking this would be great. You know, he would like it. He hates it. He's like, this is school. Now I see this table and I don't, okay, let's take the whiteboard away. Let's, you know, I asked the school for a chair. They gave me a chair. I have a school desk, you know, no. So now we're going to do it on the bed. Okay, we'll go on the bed, and then, or we'll set up the big tent and we'll go do it in the tent. And, you know, I had to just realize, like, don't get upset. They understand. They're not going to hold it against you that he's not going to want to listen to story time. Like, you know, he's going to want to wander off. And in the class, he might want to wander off. And then someone might follow him, you know, as long as he's still listening to the story. So it's mimicking the same structure that they would in school when it comes to behavior, but I don't think when it comes to the actual environment, that doesn't work.
You're making it
for
work.
Quentin.
Yeah, you're making it work. You're meeting him where he is and making it work.
Yeah, and I set up like multiple workstations and realized to make my life easier, you know, don't leave big stacks of paper out for him to cascade around the house, you know.
Right.
Make sure you hide the markers if it's not coloring time, because.
But you're also the queen of sensory play. Talk to us a little bit about what you guys. Talk to us a little bit about what you guys do for sensory play, because this is an area that I think you're really good with. What do you do for sensory play?
Yeah, it's all day. Yeah, it's all day. So I really needed to just stop worrying about making a mess. And as long as it's structured, messes happen, it's whatever. But markers, coloring, loads of paint. He wanted to use the kitchen table as his art canvas instead of paper. Fine, go ahead and do it. I need to cook dinner, and it's art. You're etching in the paint. It's creative. I'm not gonna, stop your creative mind. He just got really into those chewer pens and the stretchy things for school and OT and stuff. And they provided that to me because he kept putting things in his mouth. So he likes to feel something. I tried gum, doesn't work. He just swallows it, He doesn't like fruit snacks. If we're outside, he would try to eat grass. So I have to follow him with bags of spinach. So he really likes spinach.
Okay.
So you got it. But these are things that the school taught that they said that they were doing, because every day I'd pick them up and say, how was our day? What did we do? I'm having this issue. What are we going to do? And so that, they're really accommodating and providing tools and stuff for him since he can't be there in person, which hopefully that will change. I've been reading a lot lately about that changing, so I'm excited. Yeah.
You're really so amazing, such an amazing mom and doing so much. I can't even imagine. I mean, I gotta say, I look at you and I didn't have my son until way later in life, and you're a young mom, and I just marvel sometimes about how a young person can get through this as a parent just on a regular day, but with COVID, I'm just impressed with how well you're juggling this and writing a blog that's a service to the entire community. Your blog, your writing is so honest and so open. So I gotta say kudos to you, and I'm so
Thank
impressed.
you.
Where can people find the blog, and how often do you put a new blog out?
Okay, so I do have a website, www. You can go to behindhiseyes.com. I usually will do a post, like a official blog post on there once or twice a month. Something pretty lengthy, Facebook I've used a lot lately, especially for like pictures and videos and stuff like that, because I feel like there wasn't enough of that on there, and I wanted there to be more of like a faced, and to see his progress, because I don't know if you've seen on there, but like when it comes to music, he's so vocal about it. I know he's going to be a musician. I know he's going to do
so handsome too. He's a cutie. You like
oh my God, he's a heartbreaker. I don't even know what to do with him now. Like, it's the first thing everyone says is, oh my God, he's so awesome. And then I know all these other moms can relate. He doesn't look autistic. So it's, and of course there is no look to it,
Right.
and that just is our life. We didn't know. We had a little inkling, but then I saw him playing with kids more his age. He was always playing with kids older, but now he's with kids more his age. And then I was like, there's just a little something off. And if you have one little inkling, that's all you need. You don't feel ashamed. Don't feel embarrassed. There's a reason why there's resources. I mean, I went to Tri-County just because that was part of our insurance, and that's just, the direction that we were pointed in. And I really liked how they handled things and their outside resources, the Rainbow Connection, and then, and then I come across CARD, and then you. So it's really just about putting yourself out there. You don't have to share everything. I don't share everything. There's moments that, we keep to ourselves. We don't videotape because we know that we're going to live with that, and we want that, for us. But I want everyone everyone and I open invitation for the autism community. Everyone needs to just speak up.
Yes.
Even if you work with someone, it's okay to say, hey, I just found this amazing resource. I found it helpful. Maybe you might find it helpful. You know, it's a completely impersonal way to kind of, if you want to get that conversation started. And it's been, I've had that a lot recently with a couple of people. So, it's nice that you get that from, and you never know. You're like, oh, well, I'm glad I'm here to help, you know.
And it is amazing. And I think that the work that you're doing is important. We want to encourage people to go look behind his eyes. So you have the website, but you also have a Facebook page. And in fact, you know, you said, you know, we don't share everything. And we're kind of, this is a little bit of a unveiling because I had to ask your permission to link you to the blog because you don't really name yourself on the blog. So we sort of have unveiled you here.
I think it's a subconscious, you know, subconscious thing. Like, I didn't really make it about me. It's more like, you know, when I have the time or when he, I guess, allows me to have the time. Right. Because they're so demanding, but what 5-year-old isn't?
That's true.
You know, so.
And I just see you, in everything that you do, I see you finding the opportunity to see the things to be grateful for and the joy. And I think that that's really hard for a lot of parents. A lot of parents are in the deficit. Well, my child isn't going to do what I thought they were going to do. My life isn't what I thought it was going to look like. They're in the deficit. Yeah. And I don't know if you have any advice for parents about how did you find, because I see a difference in parents when they find, like you have found, how to see your child for who they are and love them for exactly who they are. You're still helping them make progress just like you would for any child, but you see who they are and you love them and you take joy in that. How did you find that, Kirsten?
I think you said it best. If it's not fun, then what are you doing? You have to have fun. I mean, what's the point in getting upset? It's not going to help you. It doesn't help them. They're energy absorbers. I mean, if I'm having a bad day and I didn't even sleep in the same room as him, right? Because he's sleep trained now. So, but he knows, he feels it. He's going to wake up in a horrible mood. And then if I just keep playing on that, then it's never going to stop. You have to, and what I think is a lot of people, I hear like the remorse because they're scared. And it's like, you have to understand the reason why you're scared is because there isn't enough people in the community that are open about it. Even if it's ADHD or behavior issues, because I think Dr. Doreen said that behavior and autism are for issues. So I think a lot of times all those kids who get expelled, punished, you know, because they have behavior issues, it gets written off. It is obviously more than that, but a lot of people don't want to speak on about it. But there's a new generation coming. Everyone is so open, and I think it's just because of technology, to be honest. And I just want people to embrace the autism. It's not anything to be feared of. It's actually really fun. It's loud. It's messy, sometimes a little out of control. But they have to figure out how to feel the world. And it takes a while for that to happen. So when they're young, you just got to let them figure it out. And Quentin he screamed a lot. Let's just put it that way. There was no attempt for using words. He hit a lot, he was very physical. All he wanted to do was line up the boxes of food in his cars, and he would draw on walls. Once he figured it out and we gave him different space, We gave them more outside, it just, you have to literally change the world for them. It's not about them changing for you. And I think a lot of people forget that, because instinct is people should adapt to how we are, because that is what people do. But honestly, that's not really how it is.
Right.
So,
well, what I see is an amazing,
sorry.
We're having some audio issues, so I apologize for overlapping you. But we're running out of time here. But what I see is an amazing mom. What I see is an amazing woman who is showing up for the community, and showing up for her children. Sometime we'll have to have you come back and talk about the sibling thing, because that's a whole other Oprah. We just keep talking about Oprah today. That's a whole other.
I love you some Oprah.
Hey, and you know what else we have in common? You posted something the other day, and I was like, "Oh, girl," when you were talking about the magic eraser. Wasn't it you that posted something about loving a magic eraser?
Oh my God!
Is it? It's like I don't think I had seen the commercials for magic eraser, and I was like, whatever. And I think it was 4 years ago that I got my first magic eraser, and I wanted to do 7 shows on it, because I was like, okay, do you people understand how good magic eraser is? It's pretty amazing. So I'm glad that we have that in common too, Kirsten. We can bond over the magic eraser. In any case, the blog,
and Shannon, you inspire me a lot, and I love how I'm not an expert. I just have an opinion. I'm the same. I will never tell anyone I am licensed or, whatever. But, life makes you learn a lot,
That's right.
That's right. More than a test would. So, my goal though is to be a BT. So that'll be like the future goal. And so just having to commit that time to those courses that you talk about for skills.
Yeah, good. IBT. And when you're ready to be a BT, I know somebody who's hiring. So let me know. Yes.
Okay.
If anybody wants to be a BT, I know a company that's hiring. I'm talking about Card. Card is always hiring BTs. We want good people, and I know you would be great. So let me know. I'm happy to put in a good word for you. Yes. In any case, I just so admire you, and you said there's a new generation coming, and that always makes me happy, because I think we're part of that new generation. And I don't know what happened. It used to be I was one of the middle of the road. Now I'm one of the old dogs. I'm happy to retire and move over and let you get in there.
Hey, you know what? I'll jump on that bandwagon and help as much as I can, but what I've been doing too is, if you want, and somebody who's in this new generation of BTs, go and put a feature on them on my Facebook. I just started doing this. I think it's important to get it out there to encourage people in the same age range to say, hey, why not? I mean, and there's a need. People need it. So,
yes. Oh my goodness. We need an army.
We do.
Well,
it takes a tribe, I say. It takes a tribe.
I like that. It takes that's the truth. Kirsten, thank you so much for all that you do, and we're so glad that we know you now. That's very exciting. And we're telling everybody, go to Behind His Eyes. It's behindhiseyes.com, or you can go and find them on Facebook and talk to Kirsten, because she is a light in this community. Thank you so much, Kirsten.
Thanks, everyone. We'll see you next time.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey, thanks for watching Autism Live. To subscribe, click here. And if you'd like to check out some more of our videos, click here.